My name is Luthfiana Rahmawati. I have graduated from AIN Surakarta in English Literature program just 3 months ago. I've always been known for my work ethic. I'm a responsible and conscientious person. I always try my best to minimize mistakes on my work and make sure that the result would be perfect. And that's where I realized when my perfectionist work against me. I tend to do reach out like for multiple times before I send back my work to client, but however I still be able to finish it on deadline. Your company reputation is one of the reason. I would be proud if I could work for a company that have a strong and clear vision, and also I believe that I could develop my skills and my experience if I join to your company. Be able to always learn something is the most interesting part of this job. Being translator means that I should keep aware about the culture development to the country that I speak the language. But on the other side, the obligation to be more careful so there's no mistake that can be disastrous. Sometimes it can make me feel stressed. Therefore, I always have my own way to reduce my stress so it doesn't lessen my love to this work. As a freelancer, I always do my job mostly independently. So I think the sensation for working in a company with team is something that I can find in if I work in your company. I love challenge. I'm the type of person that I always want to learn. But relying on it plus my abilities of being translator, I believe that I could develop the position. My responsible was to translate the document from my client that mostly are in a form text, Word document or CV. But I also once received the request for being interpreter. So it basically depending on my client. I will um, I will contribute my greatest skill to your company. I will do my best to make an optimum work so I hope it can increase your client level of trust to your company, so there's a possibility that your company will get more client. I stopped being freelancer is because I want to develop my career. I want to hone my skill and my abilities in translation field. When I worked as freelancer, the biggest difficulty for me was to getting a client. So there's a competition. There's a there was like a side competition between one another freelancer. So I had to work really hard to attract clients so that they would working with me. Basically, I can working as a team or independently. There's a positive and negative side between them. When I'm working alone, I realize that I can be more focused and free. And if I working as a team, it will generate and working as a team, it will generate lots of ideas and also easier to find a solution when we have problems. But no matter independently or as a team, I still be a professional. Yes, I won. I'm really excited about the idea of move, and I think that's the it's a good opportunity for me to learn more and more about this job, because after graduated I deliberately to working as a freelancer in order to gain my experience and my ability before working in a company. With all my experience and my ability, I'm sure that I qualified enough for this position, because I convinced I'm a right person to fill this position. Yes, if you don't mind, I want to ask about what's the next step, and when I will call back if I pass this interview.